Go live, the computer says, as if I need any inspiration or motivation or stimuli to go live. I wake up every day with a smile on my face. You know it don't come cheap. Sure, I live the American dream. Go ahead and crucify me. This is the Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire. Spontaneous, like a real campfire, like a real all-American, honest, heart and soul shit-kicker campfire, where I can't help myself but celebrate truth, logic, and common sense. Not just any wild, opinionated truth, logic, or common sense, but a lifetime of genuflecting at the altar, of cherishing every breath I take in the world around me that God has blessed me with another day, and I absorb and cross-reference all the evidence that I experience so that my truth, logic, and common sense is self-evident truth, universal logic based on those who pay attention to self-evident truth, and very common sense that erupts from that self-evident truth, evidence-drenched logic, epitomized in sensible commonality across the hinterland. So welcome to the Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire. I'm down in my man cave cuckoo's nest surrounded by bows and arrows and guns and ammos and guitars and amplifiers and unlimited spirit. The ultimate spirit manifesting itself obviously in goodwill, decency, positive energy, positive spirit, positive attitude, and a substantial, if not wonderfully celebrated, defiance, because I defy the lying, the illogic, and the uncommon nonsense that runs around in this world today on this otherwise glorious, is today the 25th day? The 25th day, Wednesday, the 25th day of May, Clusterfuck 22. And boy, is it ever a royal, heartbreaking, painful, inexcusable, ugly, rotten to the core clusterfuck that we find ourselves in this once greatest nation in the world, the United States of America. So follow me as I go into tangents of unbridled truth, logic, and common sense on the Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire, because as uppity and fun and positive as I am, which I dare say epitomize all things uppity, buoyant, fun, and positive, my heart is shattered again today. You know, we really didn't need the satanic rot of another mass shooter in Uvalde, Texas. We didn't really need that to be experiencing dynamic pain and hurt. Because before the shooter slaughtered innocent children, oh man, it's actually tough to talk about. I'm watching some of the talking heads on television, and I admire detached, non-emotional journalism. I appreciate that because we have to report on the shipwreck and the deaths and the suffering. We have to report on the hurricanes and the tornadoes and the avalanches and the fires and the hurt and the suffering. We probably need numerous points of view that are detached and just systematic. I understand that, and I do a pretty good job of it, but I cannot detach myself from my friends in Uvalde, Texas. I remember when Columbine happened, I couldn't detach myself from my friends in Colorado. When the Parkland slaughter occurred, I could not de-emote myself, detach myself from my friends in Parkland, Florida. I could not escape the pain and suffering from Virginia Tech, where all those innocent lives were slaughtered by an evil, evil, nasty devil. I could not detach myself from my friends in Connecticut after the Sandy Hook slaughter. And, all those mass shootings, as they are, I can't really detach myself from the hourly slaughter of my fellow Americans, whether it was last week in Buffalo, or today in Chicago, or yesterday in Chicago, or today in Baltimore, or yesterday in Baltimore. I really feel that pain. I know people of conscience, people of heart and soul. I know we all share that hurt. I hear the dogs. Thank God I have my dogs. They help me find sanctuary from the hurt and the suffering down in Uvalde, Texas. So we can talk about policy failings, and we shall, and I have talked about that. Because, boy, we are strangled by policy failings, We can't pretend that those who want to ban guns really care about lives, because they didn't say anything about Chicago yesterday or the day before or the day before that. They didn't say anything about the retired cop in St. Louis killed by the Black Lives Matter and Antifa rioters, the arsonists, the people burning down St. Louis and Atlanta and New York and Chicago and Seattle and Portland and San Francisco and Los Angeles. They didn't say anything about that. I get some kind of notice here. What does this say here? Leave site, changes you made may not be saved. Cancel that. I don't know what you're talking about. This technology. Luckily, as much as the technology is a pain in the ass, and my longer hair is getting to be a pain in the ass too, but I will continue to grow it until the tour is over. Just on a hunch, a tangent, a knee-jerk, spontaneous, who cares? But ultimately, I really do care, and I know you care. I have communicated with my friends in Uvalde, the great mayor, my law enforcement friends down there. I keep seeing things popping up on my screen. What is it? Some updates could not be installed. And then it'll try again. I don't give a shit. When they update my technology, then they don't let me back on my technology. So I don't update my technology. Because there are deviates behind the curtain, ultimately identified as fact checkers, and ultimately identified as people who want to ban guns. Maybe we could have a law like in Paris, France, where you're not allowed to have a machine gun. No, really. Kalashnikov machine guns are banned in Paris, France. But bad guys got them and killed people at that concert. See? Maybe we should ban slaughtering people. Oh, wait, that's already banned. I know, let's ban fentanyl. It's already banned, I see. Let's ban heroin. Then that would save lives. Oh, that's right. Let's ban shooting people in Chicago and Baltimore and Detroit and Seattle. Oh, that's already banned. Let's ban stabbing. That would be good. Oh, that's already banned. I see. Let's ban driving SUVs into Christmas parades in Waukesha, Wisconsin. Let's ban that. Oh, it's already banned. I see. Let's ban smash and grabs, where people just randomly, just deviant, soulless punks, just smash mom and pop businesses and steal stuff. Let's ban that. It's already banned, isn't it? Let me give you a couple little simple overviews. When I was growing up, we had unlimited access to unlimited firepower. No school shootings. In most schools across America during September, October, November, and December, pickup trucks and automobiles, and in fact, school lockers had shotguns and rifles for the hunting season. Guys, we'd go hunting on the way to school, put our gun in the locker. I went to the Future Priest Club with a Winchester 1897 Thumbbuster pump 12 gauge, and I shot squirrels during the Future Priest Club weekend retreat. I missed out on the Kyrie eleison part, and I was hunting squirrels. No school shootings. Tell everybody you know. Private ownership of firearms is banned in Mexico. And probably since I got on here, how many innocent lives were slaughtered in Mexico? Just today, tomorrow. You see, when our anti-justice Department of Justice, when our anti-justice prosecutors, and when our anti-justice judges, and when our anti-justice court systems, and when our anti-justice attorneys continue to let out rapists and murderers and stabbers and carjackers. New York City, hey, Eric Adams, you've been a cop most of your life. You're just a horrible mayor. You side with engineered recidivism. So my point being is that when a society abandons the culture of good over evil and starts celebrating evil over good, and if you're not aware of that evidence, you need to probably get your head out of your ass. Guys who shoot cops in a gun-free zone where it's a felony to have a gun, the ammo was a felony, the magazine was a felony, the crime was a felony, the shooting was a felony, shot a cop, and they let him out. You see what's happening? We've sent a message. Do what you want, no accountability. Go ahead, burn down the city. The Democrats will bail you out. Go ahead, just burn down everything. Go ahead. Beat the hell out of cops. Burn the police cars in Philadelphia. Just go ahead, no problem. We got you on film. We got you. We know who you are, but no problem, no consequences. That's the message. And it manifests itself in maniacal, satanic behavior, slaughtering innocents. So what can we do? Well, I'll tell you. We can start participating in this sacred experiment in self-government and turn it back into the United States of America, where good is rewarded and evil is punished. We had a hiccup in an otherwise mostly failed court system. Mostly. Only the bad guys need to feel guilty. If you're a judge and you actually make judgments of good over evil, I'm not talking about you. If you're a prosecutor who prosecutes violent criminals and keeps them locked up, I'm not talking about you. But I'd like to know your name, because we're looking for you. But when you vote in people, or you have a failed voting system that falsely, illegally votes in people who side with criminals, this is what you get. It has nothing to do with hardware. It has everything to do with heartware. It's not what's in the person's hand, it's what's in the person's heart. And I side with the great mayor of Uvalde, and Governor Greg Abbott, and Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, and my Senator Ted Cruz. I side with these guys. I side with Ken Paxton, my Attorney General. This evil punk in Uvalde was possessed by the devil. Now, they didn't say that. They said he had evil in his heart. That's possessed by the devil. The Columbine stoners, building bombs in their garage for years, and mom and dad didn't notice. And they're stoned all the time, scowling, negative, hateful, conniving, manipulative, nasty. And nobody wanted to say anything because we didn't want to hurt their feelings, so the innocent people were slaughtered because we didn't read the warning signs. So the answer is, good people must demand that only good people are elected into office. Senator Charlie Schumer in New York blamed the good families of the National Rifle Association. This punk ass from Parkland, Florida, blamed the slaughter of innocent people on the good families of the National Rifle Association, of a civil rights organization that sides always with good over evil. But it's so twisted out there that innocent families who did nothing wrong are blamed for the evil acts of an evil individual. And an evil system that supports evil individuals. They keep paroling and letting them out, early release, plea bargaining. The worst of the worst are walking the streets of our country. So there is an answer. There's two answers. First of all, quality control, by making sure that we elect people of goodwill and decency, law and order, good over evil, self-defense, reacting to danger signs. You can't take someone's rights away when they indicate danger signs. But when they say they're going to kill innocent people, shoot my grandmother, then go to a grade school and slaughter people, you must stop that person before he does it. If a guy's got a Molotov cocktail in his hand in my front yard, I'm not going to wait for him to throw it. Quadruple tap center mass. So the quality control is where we the people make sure that our elected employees represent goodwill and decency, law and order, positive spirit and attitude. So now we are in a maniacal scramble for damage control because it's already out of control. And the damage control is to get qualified commando-type security specialists, not necessarily frumpy, retired, overweight, slow, lacking training law enforcement or military, and I don't mean to offend anyone, but if I do, tough shit. We want commando-type, focused specialists in our schools with proper armament and proper training and proper level of awareness. Not waiting for danger, looking for danger. The quality control is to make sure that we elect people that represent good over evil, goodwill and decency, law and order. We failed to do that, and those people that don't side with good over evil, so many people, Charlie Schumer, Eric Adams, they side with evil over good. Come on. It's so glaringly obvious. So we the people really are guilty. We let these monsters create policies that abandon accountability. There's no cause and effect. So evil minds are free to perpetrate evil. But starting now, we have a great sheriff in McLennan County, Texas here, Central Texas. Sheriff Parnell McNamara and his team of commandos, they are highly trained, higher level of awareness. Code Orange, gentle, gentlemanly, easygoing, but Code Orange preparedness. I'm easygoing. I'm so relaxed, you might mistake me for comfortably numb, except that comfortably numb is actually uncomfortably dumb. I give you Michael Moore and Beto O'Rourke. Don't let stoners influence policy. So we have it safe here in our schools. I'm not sure safe enough because we want someone with an M4 body armor and tuned in like they're doing security for the president, because our children are more important than the president. If the president has X security, then my schools in America should have X security, and we don't. And then it goes right to the Charlie Schumer and Beto O'Rourke and Sheila Jackson Lee and Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton's lies that gun-free zones will solve it. And that banning AK-47s, by the way, nobody's using an AK-47. An AK-47 is a Kalashnikov machine gun, as used where they're banned in Paris, France. Nobody's used a Kalashnikov in a crime in America. Well, that's a bold statement. AK-47s are always used. Never. Semi-automatic SKS variants are used on occasion. But no AK-47s, no Kalashnikovs. You don't need to ban AK-47s. Why don't you ban pterodactyls? Banning AK-47s in America would be as effective as banning pterodactyls from snatching children from the swing set in the playground. No children have been snatched from the swing set in the playground by pterodactyls. You don't have to ban them. Nobody's been shot with a Kalashnikov. You don't have to. See what I'm getting at here? Are you kidding me? Just liars in the media. Liars, liars, liars. So the most important thing we can do right now is pray and demand that our schools are secured by professional commandos. I would say a specialist security guard per 10 rooms, where he never loses sight of those rooms, and security 101. Where they have their head on a swivel and they're looking for danger. They're not waiting for danger, they're looking for it, and they will engage it and neutralize it as it gets anywhere near the school. And there's other proven methodologies, a single point of entrance. And in Sandy Hook, there was a single point of entrance, but the monster shot up other points of entrance and entered where he wanted, as I have heard it. But you see what I mean? Well, lock the doors, that'll keep them out. No, it won't. So there are proven methods to secure our school. How dare we not implement them? So the Nugent family is with you people out there, not just our friends in Uvalde, but people all around the world. We are all hurting. We are all heartbroken. All good people are crying tears of blood. We need to secure our schools now. A sign that says gun-free zone, you've got to be kidding me. Do you know that all the most innocent lives ever slaughtered were in gun-free zones? Because if an evil person wants to enter a gun-free zone with a gun, well, where'd he get it? Where do they get their guns in Chicago? What a waste of breath asking that question. The Finland shooter, what did he shoot? He killed 70-some people, is that I remember correctly? You don't think having an AR-15 and bags of full magazines is against the law in Finland, do you? Or in Alberta, Canada, it's against the law. How many he slaughtered at a college up there, at a university? Murder is banned. Shooting innocent people is banned. Heroin is banned. Cocaine is banned. Fentanyl is banned. Methamphetamine is banned. Raping is banned. Carjacking is banned. You see, you actually have to take measures by when someone violates innocent life, get them the hell out of society. We don't do that. We have virtually abandoned mental health care in America. When I was growing up, there was Eloise. Place called Eloise. It was a cuckoo's nest. It was a nut house. We used to joke about it, but it's not funny. We were kids and we were stupid. But liberal policymakers got rid of the nut houses because it was a stigma. It hurt people's feelings. So now they're walking freely all around America, shooting heroin and pissing and shitting on the streets of San Francisco and Los Angeles and Chicago and Detroit and Baltimore. We need to quickly reenact mental health care, and that means opening up some mental health institutions and getting these people proper care and getting them out of our lives to continue to perpetrate violence. Hello, honey.
Hi.
You want to join me? You look beautiful.
Really?
Want to? I'm just talking about how our hearts are bleeding across America right now. Get right here, maybe?
Hi.
So we've got some answers, and that means real security. Boy, my hair's getting long. What is this? Real security, at schools. How dare we not secure our schools?
Well, how about this? How about the $40 billion that was sent to Ukraine?
Perfect example.
Couldn't that have been to our benefit and to help secure our children at schools?
Our government cares more about Ukraine than about America. Clearly, it's obvious. Well, it's a harsh thing to say. Boy, isn't it, because it's true. That's a perfect example. In other words, common sense. Truth, logic, common sense. So we're preparing to start my Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire on Real America's Voice soon. They want me to record something today. Did you see that?
No, I've been busy. I had my dance lesson.
How'd you do?
Good.
She is
Spinning.
a dancing fool. She's a spinner. So I know we're hurting, so prayers, faith. We need to be strong for those families in Uvalde. We just, as much as we hurt, there's no way we'll ever know what families who have said goodbye to their little sons and daughters are feeling right now. So if someone starts focusing on the guns, they're wasting energy and effort that'd be focused on the system by which these people are allowed to perpetrate their evil. And young children have been sitting ducks in gun-free zones. So prayers. A lot of people, well, we don't need prayers. We need to get rid of these guns. You get rid of they got rid of the guns in Paris, and they used Kalashnikov machine guns to kill people at a concert.
And you've probably already addressed this. I haven't heard what you've said, but obviously one more law. We're not talking about people who are obeying laws. So if you pass one more law, okay, fine. Ban ARs or whatever it is. They're going to find a way around it anyway. We're talking about changing humanity, which is going to be tough. And there are probably a lot of red flags that we don't know about yet with this individual. But the one thing people have asked me too, like, what can we do? You can do something, but I bet I would love to see comments here. How many of you, when Ted says pray, or if you watch me on my Facebooks, I was about to do a Facebook Live too. When we say pray, keep praying, how many of you actually do that? Because that is, a lot of times we can internalize this sadness and sorrow, but it's not helping. We need to do something and be proactive. And this is a spiritual war. Absolutely. 150%. So we need to put on that full armor of God. And, as Esther 4:14 reminds us that we were born, God chose you to be born for a time such as this. So we need to pray. We need to get on our hands and knees and pray. Or get on our knees.
Pray for our own strength. And to demand accountability from our elected employees who are making policy that allow these policies to exist. And it's not because an 18-year-old got a gun. There are hundreds of thousands of 18-year-olds and younger in America that have access to firearms, and they're not shooting anybody.
How many guns do you think there are in America, roughly?
Billions.
In America?
Yes.
So if this
not billions, 300 million. You haven't obviously haven't counted mine. There are probably 1 billion guns in America that have not been used to hurt anybody today.
So let's say that they were able to, for some strange reason, ban guns. So there are
but it's
people,
impossible.
Right. Only the bad. Do you guys realize? You know this. You're smart. You watch Ted here. Only the bad guys will have guns, because it's not like the bad guys will go, oh, you got me there.
Yeah.
Here's my gun.
I was going to rob the bank, but it says gun-free zone. Yeah. Darn it. And again, I said earlier that just before I was born, you could buy Thompson submachine guns and Browning .30 caliber automatic machine guns from the Sears catalog through the mail.
And you brought them to school, didn't you?
We bring guns to school, and nobody shot anybody because we loved each other. Most of us were good. If someone showed bad behavior, they were extracted from our neighborhoods and society. Bad people weren't allowed to roam the streets. Now, bad people are released. The most people who shoot and stab and rape and sex traffic children, they're let into our neighborhoods. If guns were banned, do you think they would have a hard time getting one? It's like I've always said, and people dismiss this, but think think. If you want to stop drownings, ban water. Well, that's ridiculous because there's water everywhere. My point exactly. If we ban guns starting today and the ATF went to their illegal, unconstitutional list of gun owners, they would only get a small percentage of the guns, and the bad guys could get whatever they want, anytime, anywhere they want. And then the good people would be absolutely unarmed and helpless against evil people. The solution is to monitor people's behavior, and dangerous, violent people, or people who even threaten dangerous violence, should be eliminated from our neighborhoods. Well, you can't do anything. You didn't do anything yet. He said he was going to shoot his grandmother and kill children. Who would let this guy? Well, let us know when you do that. There are some red flag laws. I'm not for red flag laws because just some angry, pissed off liberal neighbor will say, oh, Ted Nugent was shooting children last night. You should take his guns away. Yeah, we better go take away Ted's guns because he was shooting. You can't go by hearsay. You can't go because someone has a burr up their ass. But when you have evidence and eyewitnesses of someone who said he's going to a school to shoot people, and in every instance, Columbine, plenty of evidence. Sandy Hook, plenty of evidence. Virginia Tech, premeditated evidence. Parkland, all kinds of signs. So you're not going to stop evil crime by disarming good people.
I like Kevin's comment.
Kevin's the best.
That's funny.
What's that say?
Oh, you didn't say that?
What did it say? Bon beta?
Ban
Beto, yeah.
Did you see what I'm sure you talked about what our sheriff is going to do here. Did you talk
Well,
about
I
that?
talked all about Sheriff Parnell McNamara. He and I have been in touch today because I got a vicious threat against our lives from a person, and he's looking into it. People are threatening Shemane's and my life because we believe in goodwill and decency, being the best that you can be, secure borders. People hate us because we support Trump. What does supporting Trump actually mean? Secure borders, reduction of fentanyl, methamphetamine coming across the border, law and order,
energy independence,
lowest crime rate, making Bangladesh pay for their own pollution instead of us taxpayers pay for it, to make the members of NATO pay their own way instead of American taxpayers paying for the NATO expenses. Donald Trump did great things, and by supporting a man who did great things to make life better in America, people want to kill us. And even the Democrats will say, if you're concerned about a transgender teacher promoting transgenderism in kindergarten, if you bring that up, the government says the FBI should look into that mother as being a terrorist or a white supremacist. It's insanity.
We have to be really careful about what's going on in the world right now. And it's kind of interesting that this happened during the same time when the World Economic Forum is going on, and they're trying to take away the United States sovereignty, and also there was the Clinton Sussman trial going on. So there's a lot going on. Is it a distraction?
Is it intentional? We need to be suspicious. A good American is suspicious. Yeah. A good American asks questions. A bad American calls you a white supremacist for asking questions. In fact, the people who call you a white supremacist, 99 times out of 100, are the white supremacists. Yeah. So anyhow, this is a spontaneous Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire. It is brought to you by TedNugent.com. You can get the Good Mojo Ted Nugent Challenge coin at TedNugent.com. I don't think you can get the damn hats. I think you can get the come and take it autographed
sold
hats.
Out?
Yep.
Really?
And I just sent out like 4 cases that I've been signing nonstop. So do make a note. And it's brought to you by FullCircleProgram.com, a great youthful charity saving young Americans' lives. FullCircleProgram.com. And here's another one I hope you remember. Remember the name Brad. Go to ahomeforbrad.org. A great warrior of law enforcement over in Mississippi was shot in the head by an evil punk, and he needs help. We're trying to build him a home because he's limited and paralyzed in a wheelchair. If you can, go to ahomeforbrad.org. Please, something to consider. ahomeforbrad.org. Also, fullcircleprogram.com. Charities that are saving lives and making a difference. And I'm going to end it like I do always. People dismiss how simple this sounds. HunterNation.org. I talk about quality control, making sure that those we elect stand for God, family, country, law and order, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, goodwill, decency, earning your own way, law and order. We need to make sure our elected employees represent the heart and soul of good America. HunterNation.org.
And get involved in your local elections, because that's where it starts. Tucker Carlson said something to us when we were up visiting him, and you were on his program, and I asked, what can people who, like me, I'm not Ted Nugent or Tucker Carlson, I don't have millions of followers, what can the average person do? And he said, you can only do what you can do. So what can you do? Make a list of the things how you can get involved in your local elections and just be a watcher.
Call your mayor. Say, how are you securing my children's school?
Yeah.
Call your state trooper commander,
Volunteer.
your sheriff, and your your chief of police. Call them. Call your senator and your congressman and governor, no matter where you're at, and say, what are we doing to properly secure my children's school? Well, we got an officer. No, not an officer in a giant building. There should be an officer well-trained and armed for every 10 rooms. That's a generality that I've come to believe, and on every floor of the school. And a single entrance. And they should be looking for danger, not waiting for danger. They should be aggressive and assertive and look for danger. Because there's been too many of these. It's just heartbreaking. And we can do something. Our elected employees are protected by armed guards. I mean, really good ones.
Yeah.
Are they more important than our children? I think not. So, Shemaine and I love you. We love peace through superior firepower. We pray for peace, but we train for war. We pray for peace, but we train for war. Thank you for supporting TedNugent.com. Thank you for supporting this campfire. I cleaned my guns today with Dirty Boar. I know I shouldn't be talking about guns at this time. I think you should be. If you're not prepared to defend innocent lives, thanks for nothing. And again, I'll tell you, this Dirty Boar gun cleaner. Well, Nugent's promoting violence. Yeah, right. And I'm kissing Caitlyn Jenner on the lips with my tongue. It's bizarre people out there. Anyhow, I love you. I love everybody. But I hope people that I love that are not good people, I hope they become good people. And it's real easy to become good people. God, family, country, Constitution, Bill of Rights, 10 Commandments, Golden Rule, being the best that you can be, clean and sober, law and order. Join us at HunterNation.org. And by the way, this is also brought to you by the best rhythm and blues animal breeding soundtrack in the history of sonic bombast. Ted Nugent, Detroit Muscle, Insanity 22. Greg Smith on bass and Jason Hartless on drums. We're very proud of this. By the way, when you buy this record, it causes Beto O'Rourke a headache. It brings him much anguish. Do the right thing. Buy this record. Make Beto O'Rourke quiver. What a prick. Anyhow, God bless my friends in Uvalde. God bless America. And let's step up. Quality control